Hey everybody, it's Sally. It is early Wednesday morning and I just, I make these little snippets and then I don't put them up, so I'm starting over. I need to say something, and y'all know I don't have a lot to say all the time anymore, but I do have something to say. I've been such a bitch today and so crabby and irritable, and that is not the way I've been since I moved here. It's the antithesis of the person I have become. And there's a reason for that, and I wanted to just kind of throw it out there for y'all to really chew on. I have loved doing the activity that I do. I love the cross-country walking. I see my squirrel up there moving my bulbs around. Anyway, I have not done body pump in like a year since I had plastics, and I intended to, and I would start a little, and then I never followed through. I got the DVDs, I brought them here, I did it once, boom. But I started to finally start to drive, so I've driven to base, and I went to the gym last week. They have a great little gym. It's free. They have a few classes, but they have weight machines. They have, exercise machines, the usual kind of gym stuff, your basic gym stuff, but they have very few group exercise classes. I went in thinking I would have someone do me a program for the weight machines, just because then I'd have a real plan and blah, blah. But at the same time, they have this thing called Wacky Wednesday, which is God, what do they call that when you do 20 different things and where you go from station to station to station? You guys know what that is. I can't remember it. It's too early and I'm exhausted. But anyway, this was far from being curves, which is what I was thinking it was going to be, a little like curves. But oh my God, because you're mixing young, fit, athletic military guys, because this is a military base, and young, fit women who are free to come and do this, and women closer to my age, but I was by far the oldest one in the room. And I told the guy when he did, I talked to him the other day, I said, I really don't do aerobics. I said, I do strength training, low weight, high rep. That's basically my thing, and I walk. And I said, and I love to walk, and I, whatever. So he said, well, come to Wacky Wednesday. Well, I'm going to tell you what. My eyes went wide open. The day before Wacky Wednesday, actually, is this Thursday? God, is this Thursday already? Anyway, Wacky Wednesday was yesterday. Tuesday, they had a preview class. Like, they've hired a girl who's going to do some new classes. Because they don't really have classes like a regular gym. They have the odd thing here and there they can afford to offer. And then, there are not necessarily at times you want to do them. Not for me, because I don't live on base. And I want to do things in the morning and be done. So she did a little mini tester class. It was a little bit of it was body pump, but they don't call it body pump. It was a Zumba, but they don't call it Zumba. And then they did a Tai Chi thing that I missed because I was talking to the guy about my weightlifting plan. Anyway, I loved doing the body pump. I was so excited. It was only maybe 15 minutes, but a lot of squats. And boy, when you haven't done squats in a long time, your legs hurt like a mother. It was really bad the next day. I could hardly walk, which is what happens every time I do too deep a squat when I haven't done anything. I didn't work up to it. So anyway, I was so stiff and miserable I could hardly move. But I went back because I had a meeting with this fella to show me the machines. Not that I didn't know the machines, but I wanted a real plan this time. And so I also said I would do his class. He was doing the Wacky Wednesday, and they do it Wednesday and Friday. Well, every time it's different, and he laid out the plan. It was 12 stations, 24 stations almost. Maybe it was 8 and 8. But anyway, they paralleled up the whole length of the basketball court, and you went back and forth from an anaerobic to an aerobic. Like, one side might have had, well, I wouldn't say they were all anaerobic, but some things were more stationary and some things were more definitely aerobic. Maybe you just move back and forth and you just went as fast as every 30 seconds it was something else. But before we did that part, which I managed with no problem, not without any problem, I mean, it definitely was an effort. We ran around the gym 3 times. Now, I know that doesn't seem like much to you guys, but I do not run. And I always thought in my childhood, or most of my life, well, you're not a runner because you're not built like a runner because you got a lead butt. I mean, when you're heavy between your navel and your knees, you're not built to be a runner. It's just not, I mean, I see women heavier than me that can run with no problem, and I'm amazed. I go, what is wrong with you that you cannot run? It's not that I don't like the idea of taking a little brisk jaunt, but it's not that my body can't do it, and that's what I learned yesterday. I ran but my lungs cannot do it. My lungs cannot do it. I can do it, but I wheeze and I gasp and I cough for the rest of the day. And I think that there's something to be said for knowing that, again, guys, every exercise style is not for every person. It's not because I'm almost 55 that I can't run around the thing. I did it, but I paid the price for it. And yesterday, doing that whole super quick, shuttle run and carrying bags and going back and forth and jump. I mean, the jump roping was fun. I at least know I can jump rope still. I cannot do push-ups. 30-second plank. Then you move to the step. Then you do this and whatever. I loved it. It was fun. It was speedy. It was quick. And I really enjoyed it. But it took its toll on me. I was like a rag. I was a rag going in to do it because my legs hurt from the day before. After it, my legs didn't hurt so much. By the time I got home after doing all this, my whole body hurt. And I was exhausted. And that the realization came to me, well, that I probably have exercise-induced asthma, which is why I couldn't do things as a child, that 500-yard dash or the 60-yard dash or the 50-yard dash and the 600-yard whatever those things they made you do as a child in the 1960s in PE things. Every year that test made you feel like a miserable failure. And I truly am not a person built for high aerobic long-term activity, and that's okay, but it's not because of my body, it's because of my lungs. And it doesn't mean that I'm weak or anything else. It just is what it is. Everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. Now, can I walk that 10 miles across craggy, rocky, muddy fields and down slopes and up hills? Yes, I can do that. 10 miles. I feel, after that, I am good and tired maybe a couple hours later, but I'm not beaten down, sore, bloody, bruised, and want to just die. And have nothing left. And I don't get in a crabby ass mood. Today I was so ugly to my husband when he got up. Ugly, crabby. I'm crabby, I'm tired, get out of my way, leave me alone. Everybody leave me alone. I don't want to be that person. So to not be that person, I have to say it's okay to not overfill my life, which when I came home and said, well, he gave me a plan, a 5-day plan. One day do this set of exercise, one do this. All having to do with driving to the gym. Also, if I do the Wacky Wednesday and Wacky Friday things, which is what they do at noon, that's a time I need to go in. Also, if I promise some ladies that we could try to do body pump, they'll let you use their tiny TV monitor and their DVD thing. And they don't say, oh, we don't want to have legal issues. They don't care. Anybody wants to pop in a DVD, they've got P90X there, which, by the way, more power to all you crazy people that can do that. That just seems like putting yourself through torture. So anyway, I don't want to torture my body. I want to love my body and feel stronger and healthier every day and have a positive, sunny attitude. So I did like to be challenged. It was good to know I could physically run 3 times around and then 3 times at the end too, guys, and I could have walked. But when you're in a group and everybody else is doing something, you tend to try to push yourself a little further, which was great, but then I paid for it afterwards. And I don't think I'm willing to pay that price. The bottom line is realizing again that to be healthy and to be fit, I can understand why people that do extreme amounts of exercise then go back and eat a bunch of junk or eat a lot more calories because you feel like you deserve it. It's sort of that same thing like when you work all week and then you deserve to go buy something or be in debt, go into debt to have something you want because you damn well want it because you deserve it because you worked hard and you have, whatever. It's the same thing with exercise. If you do excessive amounts of hardcore rip your body apart exercise to the point where you're not enjoying it, it's just not something woven into your life as a normal part of your lifestyle, and you beat yourself to a bloody pulp, then you come home and you want it. I deserve to eat this chocolate because I did that. You know what? Ass backwards. Ass backwards. Eat healthy. Eat real whole foods. Do normative, moderate, healthy body movement every day. I won't even call it exercise. You know what? Going to that gym and doing those routines, in a way, is the antithesis of what I've come to love about this country. I don't need to do exercise. I need to live an active lifestyle. I recommend that mindset to everyone, especially women of a certain age. There is no reason we have to go beat our bodies into submission if we make good, healthy, moderate food choices and do good, healthy, moderate exercise choices. I got to goal without beating myself into the ground. Do I kind of like the elliptical upstairs in our room now? Yes, I really do like that elliptical. And I would just as soon do the elliptical 20 to 20 minutes every other day and walk and ride the bike for 20 minutes just because it's pleasurable activity, then go beat myself up at the gym. So also the stress of getting there, got to go every day. Steve says, well, you could afford to join a gym for what you're going to be using in gas to get back and forth to the base every day. And that pissed me off. But I realized it really wasn't about that. It was as much about wearing myself out. He said, you are worn out. And this reminded me of Rosemary and how, she had to really scale back on her pushing her body. They're just, it's great to challenge yourself to something new. It's good to challenge your limits, to push your limits to see how much stronger, how much leaner, how much, I definitely want to focus on my muscle tone because it is totally gone. Not doing body pump, which I really was passionate about, has really hurt my results from my plastics. My arms have flab. My thighs look like crap. The only option open to me is to go back and start to do that rep effect muscle building, muscle toning. It's not for strength. It's for tone. And that's what it's for. It's not to bulk up. It's for tone and to fill my skin with a little muscle so it looks less flabby. So that's it. I also cannot eat enough to keep up with the higher aerobic stuff because it just takes too many calories out of you, and then you kind of hit the wall and you're just exhausted. So just wanted to share that's kind of what my exercise experience has been in the last day or two, and to remember we don't all have to be something. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Find out what works for you that has balance in your life that makes you feel good about being alive. And the same way about what you put in your mouth. Don't put the cart before the horse. Don't go and manically exercise and then think you deserve to come home and eat a bunch of extra crap because you burned extra calories. You know what? It just doesn't work that way. There's nothing I do in exercise that warrants enough calorie burn, basically, for what I want to eat or could eat or will eat. There just isn't. So I don't even think about the calorie burn. I think about the time and what the activity is, and does it make me feel healthier here, and my body. And that's it. I need to go, but I wanted to say something else really quick. I just watched a thing on British television this morning. They had a thing about a bariatric surgery. And the surgeon said, people go in and have surgery, and he says, and they can get approved in a week, apparently. I don't know how, because it takes forever to get surgery in England. But I guess if you had private pay or something. But he says morbid obese people have problems. It's not just physical issues that they have to get help to do. A morbid obese person has been affected physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And it cannot be a one prong, this is what you eat approach. This is what you don't eat approach. You've got to realize you can't release people if they don't have all these other things with support systems too, and which is what I think we all do so well, trying to support each other. So remember, it's not just physical house in order, it's mental house, emotional house, spiritual house, and physical house in order. So I love you guys. Remember, be true to who you are. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Find your own path. It's okay. I'm nearly 3 years out. I've maintained my loss. And until yesterday, I felt pretty damn healthy. So sorry. I'll see you guys soon. I need to do an update for my 3-year surgery, which will be like November 2nd. I've not done an update about my plastics. I did make a video, but I didn't post it. I need to do that, and I will do that. I'll talk to you guys about that very soon. All right, I love you. See you soon. Bye.